everybody, we're live.
Yeah, what's your favorite slur?
Oh, it's where's the beeping? Damn it. Yeah, there it is. God damn it, sound effects bot. We need to install them drivers, or I don't know, what do they do again? I can't remember.
Sound effects bot has severe back pain today, so fuck off.
That's fair.
All more RAM.
Alrighty. So, what happened last week, or last time, on the adventures of Party 2, which we still need to come up with another name for, but we'll get there. We'll decide on something soon. Basically, they arrived at the observatory, and Zeal, Kestrel, and Shade, if you guys want to pop in here at any time and help me explain what's going on or what has happened to Cactus. If I get anything wrong in my memory, because I have to remember a lot of things, please feel free to interrupt me and correct me. Basically, they found their way to the observatory. They talked their way in after Shade almost shot the head guard and almost got shot himself.
Shot the sheriff?
Yes, he tried to shoot the sheriff and almost got shot himself. The observatory is protected by a small, squad of animated armor and a warforged who acts as its kind of like gatekeeper or guardian that are all under the command of Eldria Eldoria, who is the current, mage in charge of Eldoria Observatory. But she is quite eccentric.
Don't worry, guys. Shade is fucking up pocket balls.
Jesus Christ. What happened to Eld? Basically, I'm distracted by Legos. What was it? Eldria, Jesus Christ, there's Legos going everywhere. Okay, that's fine. We gave Shade something to play with. He needed something to play with. Basically...
Jingle the keys.
Yeah, jingle the keys.
Jingle.
But basically, she's quite eccentric. She seems quite infatuated with Monty. You guys learned that Monty is, a guest there at the observatory. And he showed up while they were in combat with an army of ghouls in armor, which you guys had a bit of a tangle with when you first met Monty. You guys seemed to handle yourself okay, but they were definitely a little bit, more capable than your standard ghouls, is I think what you guys discovered. And you have been tasked by Eldria Eldoria to seek out the one leading the ghouls, who Monty has fought with before, and Monty described the one leading the ghouls as a misty, undead figure who he was unable to hit with his attacks. His attacks seemed to phase right through the creature. So Monty felt in a one-on-one he was definitely outpaced by this foe, and would not be able to take it on alone. So you guys took to the woods to see if you could find the camp of these people. Rukli, I think you did a find familiar spell, and your find familiar was promptly shot out of the sky. And the talk was that you were going to, instead of going across the water towards the embankment, and I'm sorry, I had to reset the fog, so I think you guys were, had a little bit more revealed. I think you guys were able to see, basically across the river, there is a cliff that goes up about 20 feet that you'd have to scale to get up there, which you guys were not super stoked about. So the suggestion was made that you go further upriver to see about finding a way across without putting yourself in a compromising position. And that is where we find ourselves today, is that we will be going from this map to...
Said compromising position.
Well, no, you want to go to a less compromising position.
God damn it!
My Legos!
Your Legos! Oh no!
Fucking hate
Good
this.
ejected, idiot.
Shade's life has been ruined.
I almost flipped the table again.
All right, so, you guys.
Wait. Why do I have a super special box on my side of the table?
Yes.
Because I hide shit in those boxes that I want to use later.
You just so happen to be there.
Yeah.
Like Legos.
So I just want to make sure nothing is. Oh, perfect. Nothing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. So as you guys traveled a little bit upriver, this is where you come out, and the first thing that you notice as you're traveling along the river's edge is it seems like there's a blockage. Trees and stuff has kind of blocked part of the river here.
Beavers, am I right?
Huh?
Beavers, am I right?
Yeah.
But what you guys have traveled upriver. What is your game plan? I know your intention last time was to basically travel and try and find a more optimal crossing. That wasn't necessarily putting you in the way of danger.
No, I way prefer crossings where I just die.
Yeah, no, that's a reasonable thing.
Okay. So, this is where you find yourselves. What do you want to do?
I want to go fishing for this entire D&D game tonight.
You're like, man, there's a river. I want to go fishing. You do have a fishing rod.
I know. So every time I use it, you shoot an arbalist at me, it seems. Or a giant cannonball.
Man, if only I had set up a giant arbalist or cannonball in the middle of the woods, that would be crazy.
That'd be great. I'm gonna go. Riz is gonna fly over here and just kind of
Take a look. See.
What's up.
So yeah, I mean, you're still like relatively in the middle of the day, so I'm just gonna clear a chunk of this out so that you can kind of see, at least in the immediate vicinity of like what you're able to see. You're able to see a few rocks and stuff leading across the river. There are some things by the rocks, and you're able.
Dead guy?
Yeah, well,
There are two dead guys.
Give me a quick perception check.
Okay.
I cleared a little bit too much, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Shit, I don't have my stuff pulled up. 11 plus 6, I think.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head.
You can kind of see. It looks like not only is there like stuff, like, so there's crates, there's like a few bottles floating around. There is also a couple of corpses that look like they are stuck on the rocks, as like in this kind of
no good.
pseudo area of the pond.
Which
You can't
one's
see
the
many
water?
details about them, but they do seem to be floating and kind of stuck in part of the pile of junk.
Alright, fair enough.
And do we know which way the water's flowing?
Currently, the water is flowing this.
Currently,
Direction.
the current is going east.
Yeah, currently it's going this way, so it's flowing from north to south.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yes, I because of the way that I designed this map, I also had to
North
north
south. Okay.
north is
Someone
this
take
way.
Drawing privileges.
North.
Oh, good arrow. Wow.
Hey, if you want to
Holy
if
shit.
you want to fix it, go
No, dude, don't worry, I got you.
ahead.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god, I didn't think it was that horrible, but all right, guys.
There's a reason he's not a graphic.
There is a reason I'm not a graphic designer. You're right, Shade.
There's also a reason I'm not a graphic designer.
Okay, the graphic designer is trying an arrow.
Oh man, look at how crisp and clean that is.
Yeah, wow.
Has the ability to type foreign concept to Zach.
Yeah, it is honestly. Okay, so basically, what you're able to see right now is you have the blockage up here, the blockage here, and the same cliff that was kind of leading up to the campsite is over here. You can just kind of see the edge of it. It's still about 20 feet up, straight up those rocks.
20 feet straight up rocks.
Well, more like I
You
don't
need
know.
some goats.
You do
Can
need
please
some
give me
goats.
the degree of the cliff. Is it 90 degrees?
Well, it's like 89. A goat could do it.
Yeah, a goat.
I can
Yeah,
fly.
yeah.
True.
Actually, hold on. Let me check my wild shape list.
Oh, dude, if you have goat, yeah.
Yo, boss, what's that coming up the cliff? I don't know. It looks like a goat. Why is it wearing leather armor?
Why is there a fairy on it?
I got a mule. Is it close
Does
enough?
wild shape not usually meld what you're wearing into
Yeah.
the form?
Yeah, it does.
It
It does.
melds
I
into
was
the
just making a bad joke.
Oh, well, I was gonna say because I remember in older editions, for instance, you could get an effect basically to have your armor shapeshift with you,
Yes.
like
Now,
specifically so you're wearing the
Weird.
armor.
yeah, in 5e they just made it like a thing where you can decide, you can have it flavored either way. You can either have it so that all your armor falls on the ground where you transform, or it melds with you. Everybody chooses melds with you because the other way is just grossly inconvenient.
Yeah, you used to need like an enchantment on your armor to like have it meld with you.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Can confirm.
But yeah, this is what you see. Elijah, Rookley, Wallace. How do you guys
So we
want
went
to
north
attack
from
this?
the previous map.
You went north from the previous map, upriver.
Wow. Thank the beavers. We can just go across. They've been setting up a little dam.
Damn the beavers.
I was gonna say, darn.
Give me a quick survival check, Elijah.
You did.
I don't think that really spawned, but like 9, I guess.
9. Okay.
Get on my own.
Is that in German or English?
It's English.
Sometimes like the D20 just doesn't like really spin. It just like kind of rotates.
Actually,
sideways.
for your character,
Yeah.
I'd say give it to me at advantage. So roll again and take the higher. We'll see if you can get better.
12.
12. Okay, easy enough. I would say, given like your background and kind of where you come from, like you kind of come from like out in the country, like that's like you're a little bit more familiar with wildlife than like your standard cleric. I'd say that you're kind of aware.
My fucking ace. Sorry.
I'd say that you're kind of aware that of what a beaver dam would look like. This looks kind of like a beaver dam. But it's missing some of the telltale signs of like beaver dams you may have seen in the past. Like, there's not a lot of like mud kicked into here. It looks like there's like a lot of things are kind of thrown in like haphazardly. It looks like a lot of it is just stuff that's flown up from upstream, downstream, and got caught and hasn't really been packed in purposely. But there are things like in the tree trunks are missing like, signs of like beaver teeth. It looks like all these have been like kind of smashed or broken.
Smashed or broken, not hacked.
Not hacked.
Those are resident. Our resident druid thing.
What do I think?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Druid, what do you think?
I think that it doesn't look like a dam that one could cross easily. I think precariously you could jump across the larger floating elements.
Yeah, but did beaver?
Dams aren't usually made to be crossed. Especially not easily.
Dams are like beaver dams you can cross super easily.
They're not made for it, though. Considering that generally the
Tell that
occupants
to the deer
are...
population in Canada.
Considering that the general users of it are meant to swim, not to cross.
I mean, I feel like you can like drive a car over the Hoover Dam. I think it's built like that.
Yeah, but that's because that's a dam built to be crossed.
Yeah.
I cross beaver dams every year. All the
Easily.
Look,
Well,
Easily.
you should stop making enemies with her.
Easily.
are pretty good at stuff. So, anyways, Alright, not really a beaver dam. But anyways,
It's a catch of floating debris.
are there actually
Could be.
bodies, like, up there in the river?
There are bodies in the beaver, like what you're kind of assuming is a beaver dam, but Riz has pointed out that there are bodies caught in the rocks up here.
Mm-hmm.
He figures.
Yo,
there's,
that's
like, one or
gross.
two.
That man has fallen into the river.
I suppose we could go up a little.
I think we should just assess what's on this side of the river. For now, we know there's an enemy encampment on the other side, back towards the way we came. But like, we got a lot of map to the right. Like we can keep going and see if there's a bridge or something. We don't have to cross now.
Let's go.
Okay.
I agree with the bridge idea. Yeah.
All right. So here, I'll grab your guys and I'll move you just so we're kind of clearing map as we go in a steady fashion. So as you guys are walking, who would be leading, and would you be like kind of looking for footprints, doing like kind of like basic survival stuff as you go? Who would be leading this motley crew?
I feel like Riz is the smallest and can kind of flitter in front.
Well, I mean, I have the same base
could
speed as you
do
guys.
it as well too, but I
That
don't
would
think I
be,
should waste another
like-
ninjas right now or a wild shape right now, considering
Kind of like all
the other
of
people
us,
can see right through that shit.
Okay.
except for the wizard
Yeah.
and the bunny.
Okay. So I would say whoever's in the lead, give me a perception check, and not necessarily the person who's in the lead. Anybody could give me a survival check as you're moving forward. But if Riz is going to be the lead, I'm going to ask for a perception check from Riz.
I got a 19
Alright.
survival check.
Okay.
No, it was just my suggestion to Riz go first. It could have been anybody if we want to discuss
Would
it.
have just been a 16.
Sorry. What was I rolling?
I
If anything.
said anybody could do a survival check, like as you're moving forward, and just kind of like.
I
have
got
a look around.
18 perception.
18%.
I'm gonna just leave the survival checks to other people.
Okay.
Don't you
I
also
can do
have,
them
like,
pretty well,
Demon
but
eyes or something that gives you higher perception, Cactus?
Huh?
Don't you have like demonic eyes or something that gives you higher perception?
No, that just lets me see in the dark.
See, it lets you see in full color in the dark.
Yeah.
Specifically. Okay, so as you guys are moving forward, Cactus, your perception check was pretty good. You know, you can hear a lot of the. I'm just gonna kind of clear out some of the river too, just because you guys would be able to see across it. You're able to kind of, as you're peering across, you do notice that there does appear to be another couple of things stuck on the other side, and you can kind of see what looks to be another body slumped over some of the wood and sticks that are on the other side of the river. It seems to be stuck up in the shallows on the other side. And Rookley, your survival check, you got a 19, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As you guys are kind of moving through this area, you do see heavy footprints of people who look like they have probably been wearing armor. This would be like similar footprints to what like Elijah or Monty would be leaving, given the fact that they are tromping through kind of like a wetland, soft dirt area with heavy boots and heavy armor on. So similarly to the footprints that they would be leaving, that's the kind of footprints that you're seeing in the area that you're going into, and they continue along this direction.
Got it. And I express such to the party. There's some folks of Biggins up ahead.
Oh. Alright.
Heavily armored troops ahead. Wait, were the footprints going ahead of us or towards where we already were?
It looks to you like the footprints are generally traveling in the same direction that you're traveling, but they spread out. Like it looks like some of them go like out this way, and like then they circle back in and continue along the direction. To you, in terms of like your survival instinct, it looks like almost like, I guess, in terms of like, I mean, with your character's history, you've fought with like small forces before, and you've gone on hunts. If you were like tracking something, and you weren't sure where it was going to go, you'd spread out and search, and then kind of keep circling back in on yourself. It looks to you like that kind of movement through the woods is like there's a group of people that are spreading out and looking for something, and then circling back to remain part of one big group.
Alrighty. So I guess I'll press on ahead then. What do I got? Sorry, my dog's whining in the room here.
All good.
Great. I'm gonna wild shape into a weasel.
Okay.
And I'll just scout up ahead as a weasel.
Okay. Easily enough done. Can you give me a perception check as you're going ahead?
I'm gonna go this way. And I'll just tell everyone to stay back before I transfer to a weasel.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
How do you become so small?
He just shrunk himself.
Okay, I get here,
Yeah.
and then I come back, and then I chirp at them to continue to follow me.
Okay, well, give me a perception check before you go further.
I can't hear anybody.
Sai wants a perception check?
Yeah, wait, can you not... Did you not hear me ask for that like 3 times?
Hello?
Shade? Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
1 second.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Perception.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, that was weird.
Can
My
you hear us
headset
now?
died. I've plugged in my headset, we're good.
Okay.
What did
can
you guys say?
Can you do the
I turned
perception
into a
check?
weasel. Did I?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard all. We heard you the whole time. You couldn't hear anything we were saying.
Okay, I
Can
mean,
you
that's
give me
good.
the perception check I've asked for 3 times?
I didn't hear that.
I know.
Christ. 21.
21. Okay. You, as you're looking forward and kind of looking around and listening, you do see the flicker of a campfire about 60 feet in front of you. So over here, where I'm pinging, there's a campfire, and you do hear voices. You can't really make out what they're saying, but you can hear voices and see a campfire.
Noted. Can I sneak up and then try to hear what they're saying?
Sure, give me a stealth check. And how far do you want to go? Like I said, it's about, let me see, 5, 10, 15.
Keep in mind, I'm also a weasel.
Actually, it's about 90 feet away from where you're at now currently. So how close do you want to move? And give me a stealth check.
I just need to double check to see if weasel has advantage. I think it does. +5 to stealth.
+5 to stealth, okay. And I gotta roll some dice too.
So it's a 23.
A 23 on your stealth, and okay. So how close do you want to get out of your 90 feet?
I'm 90 feet away right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to get within hearing distance, so it's like 20 feet?
Depends on how loud people are talking. At this range, you can't really make out what they're saying, so you figure out they figure they're talking at kind of probably like a regular tone, like they're not necessarily shouting in the middle of the woods. So probably like within, I'd say like 50 feet-ish, so like around there.
Everyone should shout in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. So
That's how you let the predators know to be scared.
So yeah, drop there. Or where are you hiding? Like in a tree, or like underneath a tree? Like?
I'm hiding under the tree canopy in the shadows.
Okay. And you rolled a 23?
23.
Okay. So as you are sneaking up, you do start to hear the voices of people. You do hear a couple of people talking, and it's like, we're sorry to see you go, lad, and we'll make sure to return for your bodies and give them a proper burial place worthy of honor. And then you hear, the crackle of fire and somebody like kind of stirring pots and pans. From the tent in front of you, you hear somebody talking quite clearly, given how close you are to the tent. And you hear them saying, yes, sir, I understand. This mission has not been a success. We can return to the Eastern Front or keep looking in this area.
And I can't see any of them yet?
You can't see the one speaking in the tent. From here, you would be able to see 3 armored knights in this section.
They don't have the same like armor as the undead people we were fighting.
Their armor is similar, but there are some astute differences. Give me a quick perception check in terms of what you can see here.
As a weasel, I also get advantage on perception checks.
Okay.
First roll's a 9, and the second one is a 16.
Okay. With a 16, you would see that the armor these guys are wearing is of a similar make to what you saw the enemies wearing. Because what the enemy ghouls were wearing when you tangled with them was basically kind of like Royal Guard armor, or like Capital Guard armor. So it was human-made armor that ghouls were wearing. These guys are wearing armor that is from where you are, it looks like it's crafted similarly. However, these guys all seem to wear the same emblem on their shield. Give me... You got it. Sorry, was it an 18 or 16?
I got a 16.
16. It's hard to make out the emblem. It kind of looks like the head of like a creature or something from where you are. You're not... You're still a pretty good distance away. It's the head of some kind of creature on the shield. It's hard to recognize from this distance.
Did he go invisible?
No, he's a weasel.
I'm a weasel.
Oh.
He's
Nobody appears to have
didn't want to
noticed
waste
you
my own-
as of yet. You did hear the voices that were talking about burying people and an honorable burial place. That was coming from this direction. Can't quite see them though. These guys just seem to be posted up looking across the river. You notice that they seem to be on edge. Like they are actively on patrol, looking around.
Alright. I see it. It's great. Okay, I'm gonna go back and gesture for everyone to come up, here.
Okay.
Are you guys moving up stealthily, or are you just walking up?
Yeah,
What the fuck is stuff?
I go squeak, 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 stealth, squeak, squeak, squeak.
Okay, so can I get stealth
I
checks
don't know
from
how you
everybody
can fly stealthy.
then? You just
But sure.
you flutter silently.
Yeah, I guess that's
I'm
what I
just
do, yeah.
walking. Like, I mean, if there's a twig on the ground, I'll like step over it. But like, other than that, like,
Okay, so I guess in terms of that, Kestrel, Elijah can give me more of a perception check as he's walking up, not necessarily stealthily, but actively looking to avoid things. We'll do it as a perception check. Everybody else can give me stealth if they want.
Okay, sure.
I never roll well.
I have anything for stealth.
What'd you get?
7 turns into
15.
13.
15, 13. 13's enough. Like you're not moving at a fast pace or anything, so like you're able to kind of look at like, you know, anything that you feel like may jank off your armor or cause a noise or something like that.
I could barely hear them talking while I was here. I think they could barely hear you guys walking.
Walking, yes. If something were to like clang off armor or make a noise like that, that may more draw people's attention. But yes, so you're able to get up here relatively safely. I'll roll for Monty. He's fine. So you're able to get to here, and what did you want to squeak out of them, Shade? Are you still a
Squeakity
weasel?
squeak, squeak, squeakins, squeakity squeak, squeakers, squeak.
Does anybody
Squeak.
Does anybody speak weasel?
Thank you for getting that reference, Cactus.
Yeah, dude, I got you. I fucking love that movie.
Most people got it.
Yeah, we all most of us got it.
We're not special. I just respond.
We're all
first.
just old.
I refuse to unwild shape. So I'm just gonna use my little foreclaw,
Okay. Well, then
To-
we'll just go up and talk to them then.
draw like a tick symbol of like 4 people, 5 people, the little stick man, and then X, like an X times 5. I'm gonna
Okay.
draw on the dirt.
All right. So Elijah, you want to just kind of walk up and like
No.
introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So
alright.
what's your introduction? As you're kind of reaching that point, like as you get to there, like the guy
Don't shoot.
at the campsite does kind
hello
of.
there, fellow knights.
Yeah.
Can I go hide in this tree before he fucking does that?
How is your day?
Yeah. Give me a stealth check, quick, Riz. Quick stealth check.
Casually joining him.
Lol, 7.
Same with
gonna-
Wrigley. Quick stealth
I'm
check.
gonna go around this back of this tent.
Okay, give me a quick stealth check. And sorry, would you get 7, Riz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Just
the giant orange glittery fairy is bad at hiding? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
you fly up and like you're like, oh, this is gonna be so good, and then you like slightly bonk your head and like a little bit of like pixie dust like falls out of you, and then you hide behind the tree branch. So,
23.
the perfect camouflage. Orange against green. No one
Yeah.
will see you.
I'm
Wallace,
like a tiger up in here. I yell loudly from the branch. No, I don't.
Monty
what about
Monty will join Elijah in walking up, and because that's I feel like kind of probably Monty's style. Wallace, how do you want to approach this?
Eh,
Hang out in the bushes.
sure.
Okay.
I'll just casual 22.
Oh, for hiding.
All right.
Why not?
Okay, cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah, easily done. Okay, so Elijah and
So-
Monty will walk
no.
in. And what's your call out again there, Elijah?
Oh, so basically I would have like walked up to them and said like, "Hello, fellow knights." I was noticing downriver there's a bunch of bodies like floating in the river. Is there some kind of like catastrophe that like occurred like up ahead? I'm
So
a cleric and
Shoot you in the face.
Holy
Yeah.
Knight of the Order of the Silver Flame. And if there is anyone in need of help or aid, I can help.
so Shade in the tent beside where you're at, you do hear the voice that you heard before get lower, and it says, "Sounds like we have guests. I must leave." And he stops talking to whoever he's talking to.
In
the
the tent.
the night the night at the campfire, like, you know, he was cooking. He kind of looks up. He sees you coming, and like you see, he kind of makes a quick grab to the blade on his waist, but he takes you he takes you in. He sees how you're approaching, and he stops reaching for it, and he just says, "It's interesting to see another alive face in these woods, not that of a monster or the undead." And he calls out to the tent. He says, "Commander, get out here. We have guests." And you see step out from the tent, and you can see this hand come out from the tent and like kind of grab the side of it and like peel it back and step forward. The guy's hand is like probably like twice the size of yours, Elijah, just as he's stepping out of the tent.
Gogers.
And you see this very large armored knight in all red armor step out.
Was he like 8 feet?
He's pretty tall. Like, I'd say, yeah, he's like at least like
If that's the model.
he's pushing like, you know, 7.5, 8 feet. Like, he's definitely, the measure of him is much bigger than all of you. And as he steps out, like, you can kind of see he picks up he picks up a big tower shield and a large halberd, and he just kind of sticks the halberd in the ground with one hand and leans against him. And he says, "A cleric of the Silver Flame. Not a very popular religion these days, but an ally of ours nonetheless." And you can see he kind of taps his shield. And give me a quick religion check there, Elijah.
Man, why does it have to be a 5?
Why does it have to be a 5?
roll something?
Give me with advantage, because you would probably know this given your religious teachings.
All right, how's a 13?
That's better. And it's a little bit easier of a DC for you to recognize. You can see on his shield the head of a platinum dragon. You can recognize this as the symbol of Bahamut.
Ah, Bahamut, I see. Indeed. Yes, although my order has shrunken in the past century or so, we are still very devout and beholden to our mission.
Well, he says, "I've never met many who follow the flame that I don't like. Our interests are often aligned. Please tell me, what brings you to these woods?" And he kind of takes in the cut of your companion, and you can see he's
The cut of their jib.
yeah, he says, "A cleric and a paladin, and whatever bumped its head in the tree over there."
Mind your own business. No.
But please,
A very loud and small friend.
yeah. Do you? And he calls out. He says, "Do you feel like joining us, friend?"
Has anger issue.
He calls out to Riz.
To-
He calls out
to-
to me.
Sure, I do
To-
not
to-
mind.
to
I
Riz.
heard from your men that you run into a bunch of monsters and like undead. And we have come across as such beings as well.
Well, he says, "Our interests are perhaps aligned then." He says, "We come to hunt the beasts, specifically the one who leads them. But
Was he wreathed in flame?
aye, he was. I tangled with him a bit myself, but he's hard to pin down, and it was difficult for my men to provide me much support." He says, as they are honorable men, they do lack a little bit in ability. They are simple trainees of our order, squires, if you will, to us knights. and he says we unfortunately lost about half of our number in our last squabble. I do not have the men to take the fight to them again without assistance.
Indeed. From what I've heard of, the same
At that
men
point, two other
tried
knights of his will step around from the other tent.
also kind of dreadful rumors about how his might is, but we do have some reason to be looking for him as well.
Oh, do tell.
Yes. I do believe that there is an encampment of theirs around back on the other side of this river. We're looking for a crossing rather than trying to just go up to their fort, just by crossing the river itself.
Oh, so you haven't tried to cross the river yet?
No, we were looking for a crossing, some kind of bridge or something like that. We saw the dam, but what worried me more was the numerous bodies that were floating in the river.
The bodies would be the snacks of the creature who guards the river. Though
Damn it, I should have went fishing.
it appears that those who have tried to cross the river without parleying with the creature have met that fate that you've seen. My men and I have at this point decided not to press the creature, as it didn't seem too friendly towards me, in particularly.
Bet.
Yeah,
Do you say that and just fucking run across as a weasel?
I'm just gonna be like, squeak.
These are my trans visibility gummies. How dare you?
Okay, so you're legit going straight across the campsite as a weasel?
I feel like I'm gonna get stabbed if I do that, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm
gonna go squeak, squeak, poof.
And come back into Rukli?
And I can,
Okay, hold on.
and I'm just be like,
Oh, man, okay.
I'm gonna stand next to Elijah.
So,
And be like,
as
I'm with them.
as-
Tell me more about this.
yeah, sorry, as you poof, you notice all 5 of the squires kind of like jump out of their armor and like all pull their swords out.
Really, you scared them all a bit.
The guy standing in
that.
the guy standing in front of you, he just kind of looks over and he goes, "Oh, a druid too, eh?" He says, "I didn't."
Indeed.
And he notices kind of like where like you kind of just poofed into existence, but he saw like the weasel kind of come up, so he saw the direction that you came from, and he says, "Interesting. How long have you been watching us, cleric of the Silver Flame?"
Not that long. Our druid friend up here scouted ahead for us, but that was really just to assure that there were none of the undead ahead of us. Didn't expect to find members of the Church of Bahamut.
Give me a quick persuasion check.
A 14.
That's fine. He kind of nods. He says, "I suppose I can't fault you for being cautious, though I would prefer there be a degree of trust between us." And Cactus, at this point, have you fluttered down and joined them, or did you just flutter to the next tree?
Oh, absolutely the fuck not. I just went to the next tree.
Okay, just fluttered
Just I
straight
am a little
across.
closer. Yeah, no, I'm not going down there. No, fuck that.
Not stealthily, you just fluttered straight across. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't really want to like cause any more concern. So like, regardless of like you guys, like your intentions, I get that it's like, oh, see, we can't really like trust them that much. Sure, they might like have symbols of Bahamut, but like honestly, if we're gonna fight this at this point, we will fight it. But like, like Elijah will just kind of like call back to like you two and just say like, okay, like we can like solve this like in a more peaceful way. Like we didn't intend to actually like start a fight.
Yeah,
I don't really
I'll
want to
join
like
in.
have any kind of conflict with such like holy knights of Bahamut. I've never
join
had a
in,
problem with them before.
I'll say that we couldn't be too careful. I sent a familiar out in the woods earlier and it was shot down by the undead. We weren't sure what was ahead. I saw your campfire and I decided to scout out. My friends here were no more than a few seconds behind me. I went back and brought them forward once I saw the symbols on your shield. I figured you guys might be allies.
Give me a
And then I'm
persuasion.
just
Give me.
gonna say-
Can you give me a persuasion check, Shade?
That I can.
I think his thing was pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
Either
you can give
way,
it.
if
Give
we
it to
really
me at
wanted to, like,
advantage.
sneak up on them, we wouldn't have like come out so openly.
With advantage?
Yeah.
8.
Oof. Okay, let me see. Oops. Oof. Okay. Oh my God! Hi. Hey guys, we just got a hype train.
Oh shit!
What happened?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You have a limited time to
Hi, Serpentine.
earn exclusive emotes. Hey, Serpentine, how's it going, buddy? Thank you. How many did you just gift? 10? Oh my
Wow.
God. Guys, we're 3 subs away from Zai learning a skill.
Oh shit!
That's crazy.
Ability of learning.
Yeah, I know. I have to learn how to capture a monster on camera. And Shade and Evan are
That-
going to teach me.
That mean I can
Holy
subscribe
shit.
and make it too?
That-
Oh no, I have to gift a sub. Well, I
No,
subbed anyway.
I don't think it has to be gift. I think it just has to be total
Oh,
subs.
oh no.
Oh, I said that and Evan's here.
Me too.
That's good. Oh, now we're 2 away. Look at that, guys. We're 2 whole subs away from Zai having to learn a skill. That's crazy. Thanks, Serpentine. How's it
God,
going?
you're lucky I'm broke
Come
right
on.
now. Wait, hold on.
Oh, no,
Thank
wait.
you for reminding me. Oh no, never mind. I'm still subbed.
Alright.
Thank you again for the prime sub there, Subzor. Alrighty. We're going to keep the good times going. Thank you again, Serpentine. That is awesome. Thank you, buddy. Serpentine is always one of the top supporters of the channel. We love Serpentine and everything he does for us here. Okay, continuing on with the conversation here, since I got derailed a little bit. So he does believe you, Shade. He says he says it's fair. He says I cannot fault you for being untrustworthy, and he does kind of look at you and he says I wouldn't expect one such as you to recognize knights of our stature anyway.
This is just fun. I recognize when you have flesh of the living. Now tell me about the sea creature you speak of, or the river monster.
He says it's some kind of beast, and it didn't take well to me. I have a feeling it doesn't necessarily like the master I serve, which is understandable. Given
Nobody likes the master you serve. Sorry.
Do you say that out loud?
No, I don't say that out loud.
But he says, given the master I serve, and he kind of looks past you to Monty, and Monty's got his holy emblems and stuff on display. And he says, given the masters that either of us serve, I don't believe the creature will be that eager to parley with us.
I don't know. Maybe I could say that he may parley with me.
He
Once
says,
he's a friend of the woods
that
and the waters.
that depends if you can speak its language. And hold on one second. He says, let me see. He says, Shilta Wooks Rethris Vishakta. What languages do you speak,
Just in
Shade?
tight.
How would this affect my skill called Speech of Beast and Leaf,
It would have nothing to do with it.
where I can communicate with beasts, plants, and vegetation?
It would have nothing to do with it. What languages do you speak?
I know Common, Common Sign Language, Druidic, and Thieves' Cant.
You do not speak the language he's speaking. Elijah, what languages do you speak, Elijah?
Draconic, Infernal, Common.
It is Draconic.
What did he say?
He just asked if you can speak Draconic. In Draconic.
I
Amazing.
will reply, indeed I do. Although it seems that my friend does not. In Draconic.
Yeah, he says, you're full of surprises, Silver Flame follower. Perhaps you'll be our best bet then.
Wait,
Doubtful.
would I know Draconic?
I feel like you should. If you don't have it as a language,
Yeah.
your character
I'm
should
gonna,
speak
I'm
it.
gonna add that to my character sheet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
You
yeah.
absolutely should, given your heritage.
I will be grabbing some water. 1 sec.
Okay, no worries. Wallace, have you stayed hidden this whole time?
Has anyone prompted me to do otherwise?
Elijah has asked that his allies come out of hiding. Riz, I think, is still kind of just looking over tree branches in a tree, but is not necessarily hiding anymore, and Rukli revealed himself. You rolled a 23 on your stealth.
It was a 22, but yeah.
But given the fact that they did not see Rukli, you would feel that you are fairly well hidden. That they probably definitely didn't see you.
There is not really a reason to do anything other than sit here. I can hear them just fine.
Yep, you can. Do you speak Draconic?
Yes.
Okay, so you would have also understood that question.
Imagine a wizard not knowing languages.
Right. So I know Strong just said he had to go get some water for a second, so we'll wait for him to get back. But Cactus, you would have noticed that he did acknowledge, and actually, sorry, Cactus, I forgot to mention this. I don't know if I mentioned this to you prior, but do you know who Monty's deity is?
Yep.
That he serves as a paladin. Okay.
Yep.
So-
Lawful good to a fault.
No.
No?
No. Monty's iconography on his armor and shield is a
No,
red,
okay.
is a
I may
red
have
sphere.
I may not remember the exact alignment, but
Yes.
I do remember.
Pure neutral.
I do know who it is.
Okay.
Pure neutral. That's what it was.
Yeah. Okay. Elijah, are you back?
Yeah, I am. What do
Okay.
you say?
So he just again acknowledges you. He says, perhaps you, and he says, what is your name anyway?
I see. Let me see what my other name is. Okay, so I am Elijah Caldwell.
Caldwell, you say?
Yes.
Another border defender. Interesting. A pleasure, as always.
Indeed.
Regardless, he says, perhaps you, especially one of the Caldwell name, your people are quite capable, or your clan. He says, you may yet be our best bet. Simply enter the water. The beast tends to reveal itself to any who touch it. Perhaps you can strike a deal with the monster.
Suppose we could give it a try. Is it any water here along the river, or is there a specific point?
He says, the beast seems to claim the whole of the river as its territory, and at spaces it's quite deep. But from the best of my knowledge, the deep pool by the bank, it seems to be where it makes its home. Or by the deep pool by the
Hold on.
the dam.
I see.
I have
The
a
area that
question.
we passed. I could try it then.
Sorry, Riz, what's going on?
Yeah. did they say why they're fucking with the river monster?
They said that basically that the river monster would not let them pass, and that it was not a friend to the one that the Red Knight serves.
Uh-huh. Okay. Riz is gonna fly down. Be like, hey, can we chat? Can we have like a little conversation real quick, little sidebar?
Just to Elijah or to your party? Like you want your party to like take a step back and talk?
To at least the two that are here, yeah.
Alright.
Okay. In this case, the Red Knight kind of sees you flutter down, and he says, "Please take all the time you need." And he kind of just leans back on his halberd.
I suppose I'll like insight this dude. I don't think he's like too suspicious, but like there are some like things that kind of come off kind of weird. 23.
23. He seems genuinely interested in you, especially given your last name. He and you would maybe know, given your heritage and where you come from, that the Order of Knights of Bahamut are famous defenders of the eastern border fortress. However, they're rarely seen away from said fortress because it is their order's doctrine and holy mission to defend it from falling. So it is incredibly rare to see them not at said border fortress. What you do know of this Order of Knights is that the actual order only has 10 high-ranking knights who are ranked in order from basically the Knight of 1 to the Knight of 10, 1 being the strongest, 10 being the weakest. They replace those numbers when those knights die with people who are of similar ability, and they are led by the leader of their chapter, whose name you do not know. You're not very familiar with who that individual is, but you do know that the basic structure of it. It is said, and again be common knowledge for a clan like yours that also defends a part of the border, that each of these knights is basically an army unto themselves. Like they have a certain amount of squires and lower tier knights that they bring with them that are apprentices of their order, but each of the knights themselves is kind of like a one-man army, and each one has got their own kind of fame attached to them.
So it's like 1 to 10.
Basically, yes.
Like army of 1, army of 10, or did
I
I get that right?
Yeah, 1 being the strongest, 10 being the weakest of them.
I get that.
But each one of those 10 would be strong enough to face down several opponents at a time.
Okay.
Give me a quick history check, and I'd say at advantage.
Take that 13 instead of a 1. History. Yeah, just be a 13.
13. That's enough. You seem to recall, like, given that this man is wielding a halberd, there's one of the knights probably in the lesser tiers. You can't exactly remember which number, but like probably around like 7, 8, 9, 10 is kind of heralded as being a wielder of a giant halberd.
Any that
so it's
are known to be particularly tall, like
Yep.
in the realm of giants.
Yep. Maybe under all that, he might be a Goliath.
Possible, yeah.
But in any case, Riz wants to sidebar with Rukli and Elijah at the very least.
Well, all right, Riz. What is it? How far do we even go back?
Yeah, you can just take a few steps back, depending on, I don't know, Riz.
Right.
How far back do you want to be? How far is comfortable for Riz?
Let's go here.
Okay, if you're there
like
and Wallace
fucking-
is still hidden where he is, I'd say Wallace would still be able to hear this, but not necessarily partake in the conversation if he chooses
It's like
to remain
50
hidden.
feet away.
Yeah. So Wallace, if you do not partake in the conversation, you'll still remain hidden, but you'd still be able to hear all of this.
That was the
Alright.
plan.
Okay,
Like, yeah.
let's converse.
Okay. So listen up. Okay, so we like, you know who I work for, and that's just kind of, you saw that.
Yes.
And I would just like to point out that those guys are the bad guys that we're trying to fucking deal with. So if that riverfish isn't letting them cross, I think that's great. I don't think we should fix that. Do we need a cross?
The
Yes.
Knights of Bahamut?
Yeah.
Bahamut is the dragon of good, though.
No.
Yes.
Bahamut is the, what?
Bahamut is the dragon of good,
Are you thinking Tiamat?
lawful good.
Lawful good.
You may be thinking
You
of
might also
Tiamat.
I was also gonna say there's also a similar name for something that is evil named Baphomet.
That's also true. But you
Not
may
if
be
it was
confusing
like
that with
before.
Tiamat, who is the dragon queen and dragon god of evil and chaos.
Oh. Okay.
However, Cactus, given your alignment, you've been warned. I mean, I think it's common knowledge, and given that these guys have met Fraldari, it was advised to perhaps steer clear of people who are not necessarily aligned with what you're currently doing. But that being said, your characters all have their own motivations and ways that they want to handle things. Elijah is acting in character right now in terms of these are people that he's heard of before. They share a similar kind of alignment to him. So this makes sense in terms of why Elijah would question you on this.
No, that's really fine. Okay. What is? Oh, he's fishing. Okay.
And Rukli dies. Rukli suddenly dies.
Listen, Fraldari was saying to steer clear of them. I think we need to make sure that remains the case, and that we shouldn't interfere at all, helping them, hindering them, nada. We say, hey, good luck with that, and then just go.
Could we not see what the supposed serpent would actually like? Essentially, actually try to talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm down for, like, talking with the serpent and whatever, especially if we gotta figure out a way to get you guys across. Just have a little chat with it, but not on their behalf. What was that?
We could just talk to the serpent and have him let us across, and not the other people. Worst comes to worst.
Yeah, exactly. See, I like how he thinks. Exactly like that.
It's just they don't really seem to be like hostile or against our mission. They've been dealing with monsters as well. Like, I don't really
See,
know
that's the thing,
why-
is that it seems like they're not against us, but that's a big dude, and from what I know of these folks, I don't like how big that dude is.
You sure you aren't
Yes,
just
but
having
like the person
insecurity
that we
issues?
are, the person that we're trying to deal with is also like quite powerful, and we could also use their help.
I don't think those guys are gonna help us.
It is a shame that paladins do not have the like old detect good just always on. Because that would be useful right about now.
Does Riz have the
Well-
smell feature?
Well, Riz does have his keen nose, I will remind you.
Yeah. That is something Riz could do if he wants to get within smelling distance.
You asking me to smell these guys? I'll let you know what the alignment they are?
Well, I am sorry that you have to use your nose for that. I wouldn't want to put you in danger or bring you any more discomfort that you already have, but
That's very sweet of you to consider.
I, I don't know.
They don't call me
I
Riz
do
for
find it
nothing,
kind of,
baby.
kind of wondrous, why one of his stature would be out here. They don't tend to leave their fortress. But
See, that's even more suspicious. If he left the place that he's supposed to be and he's fucking around and sticking his nose in business that ain't his, why should we be trusting of that?
it is a very unusual time. We can't blame someone for being just suspicious.
I think we can, and I think we should start with them.
Suspicious ourselves.
I mean...
What's suspicious about a druid that likes fishing, a paladin, a rabbit man,
Hey,
a wizard, and an orange pixie all traveling together?
worst
that's
case
normal.
Scenario, I thunder wave them into the lake, into the
It's
river.
really not. Okay, it's not bad, but it's not exactly normal.
You been in Faerun?
I don't know. Alright.
I will say, out of character, I don't doubt that these guys are, lawful good. But, Freldari did warn us about that, so Rick is just not, hey, this is what my boss said, and I'm gonna, no,
Wait, can you talk to Fraldari?
yeah, actually. I can give him a ring as long as he ain't busy.
Okay, give that a try. I mean, ask him what we should do. We seem to have run into the Order of Bahamut, possibly one of the 10 to 9 or 8 range of their commanders.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna steal Cactus and go to the one-on-one for a second.
Yep. I was like, one-on-one sidebar time.
Okay.
I need to
Cactus.
get partial citizenship because I half live here.
Yes. To be fair, you and I spent a lot of time here because of who your character is and what they do.
Yeah, I can't wait for Squirrel to, because I know she watches the other streams too.
Yeah. But regardless, so you reach out with your mind to try and contact Fraldari, and you do make contact. And he said he kind of quickly indicates, he says, look, he says, Riz, I don't have a lot of time. I need you to keep this short and sweet. Fred's facing a dire situation in Altenquay, and we're trying to lend support.
Yeah, no, I just had a quick question. We came across potentially one of the 10, and they're having trouble crossing this river because of some sort of water serpent. I'm trying to convince them to fucking skedaddle and leave these guys alone, but they wanted me to check in with you first.
How did they describe the water serpent?
His eye, how did they describe the water serpent?
Basically they would have described it as something that just didn't like dragons. That was basically all the description that they got. It did not see eye to, the way that he described it is that it did not see eye to eye with the one he serves.
Okay, I relay that to him.
Yeah. So Fraldari says, interesting. He says, you said this man was tall in stature as well? Perhaps a giant, a Goliath?
And red. Real red. You got a halberd, too.
Perhaps it's perhaps the hatred is twofold on this individual. To me, it sounds like you're dealing with a type of creature that used to be subservient to giants, and an enemy of dragonkind. Perhaps a Behir.
Oh.
Regardless, to see one of the 10 there, especially in such proximity to the observatory, he says it may be best to employ the strategy of keep your enemies close and your friends closer.
Oh. All right.
He says, given if they were left to their own devices, he says, my guess is somehow they've received word of Trollgore's movements. I think actually you weren't here 2 weeks ago, but Fraldari did let these guys know that there was an enemy of great power going their direction, perhaps seeking the observatory. He would have indicated to you, had you been here, that it was Trollgore. But Trollgore's movements seem to indicate that he's heading towards the observatory, as Fraldari suspects that Eldria Aldoria is in possession of one of the heads of the flail.
Right. And is that where we're headed right now?
You just came from there. She's
we just came from there.
Yes, and you, while you were there, you maybe actually give me a quick perception check. Well, this will be a hindsight perception check, just since you weren't there. But your character was, but you weren't.
It's dirty 20.
Okay. You would have noticed that it appeared, to your best guess, Eldaria had a staff with something encased in it, and every time she was casting spells and doing her eccentric thing, it would like spin. During the times of that thing spinning, you looked into it, and you would have seen what looked to be a dragon head bauble, and that appeared to be what she was using as her spellcasting focus.
Oh, okay. Great. All right. Yep.
So
I think that's kind of all the information I need.
Okay. So yeah, basically he's indicating that they may be there for another purpose. Rather than just monster hunting.
All right.
Okay. All right, we're back.
Hello.
Oh,
Yay.
you hear Riz goes, "Oh shit." And he's like, has his hand to his excuse me, he puts it on his right ear and he's like, "Oh fuck, okay. Alright. Yeah, so Daddy was telling me that we should keep our friends close and our enemies closer, so we want to make sure that they're not headed towards the observatory, so let's make sure that they're continuing to head the direction they're currently going."
Okay, well, it seems to be mostly the same direction that we're going, so we'll do that.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay.
Back we go. Conversation time.
Alright. It seems fine. We can go down and speak with the serpent. I don't know if you need to stay here for that.
Thank you for correcting Zai's back to front quote. Cactus, what did I do? What did I say, Evan? Sorry. Okay. So Evan just said thank you for correcting Zai's back to front.
Yeah, no,
quote,
I see
Cactus.
that.
I'm trying to figure out what I said and maybe what you said.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you said that I said.
It's fine. Anyway, Elijah, when you step back forward and you say that, he says, good, I'm glad our interests are aligned. He says, I'd be interested to see your capabilities. Elijah. And he gestures towards the water. He says, please feel free to step into the water here, or if you want to do this back at the creature's lair downriver, we can do it there as well. He says, we'll follow your lead.
Okay.
Is Riz flying over the river, or has Riz just been placed there accidentally?
I don't know how Riz ended up over there, but
Riz was drowned in the river for insubordination.
Good.
That's so sad.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll go make a new character. I'll check you guys next time.
So Elijah, how do you want to handle this? I guess where would you like to enter the river? Or pond-ish area?
Mm-hmm.
I'd do it right here, further away from the camp where the baddies are.
I
Unless
see
you
what
want to
you mean.
convince the
I'm
serpent to
I'm
go
thinking
attack
about
the
like
baddies.
going back to the lair.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like
Lair was over here. Where the bodies are.
Yeah, basically,
I don't have-
where the river is deepest was what he's indicating as the lair, which is this kind of pooled area.
we can try for greeting it at its lair and easily crossing there.
Very well. He looks over his shoulder, he just raises his hand into a fist, and these 5 guys kind of all fall in line in a formation behind him. Says, we'll follow your lead.
I like burgers from there.
Let's hope that let's hope that going to its lair is the better choice. I mean, if you have visitors, I don't know.
Okay, we'll move everybody
Hopefully
over to
they
me.
know the rules of hospitality.
So the
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, Wallace, you're still there. Wallace,
have to go out of their way.
how do you want to approach this, Wallace? Are you still hiding?
Yeah, how do you want to disengage?
Sorry, which way did you go? Oh, you were
They're
going
they're
out.
heading back. They're heading back towards the lair. Do you want to reveal yourself or stay hidden?
I
I
could
pull
probably
back towards them.
I could probably walk behind them just fine. I'm not worried about it.
Okay. So you want to walk behind? Like, do you want to stay stealthily behind these guys, or just step out behind like the knights and follow them to the pond?
In this case, I don't think it really makes a difference.
Okay.
It's not. It's like I just happen to have the funky, funny thing of just being able to kind of walk normally. I mean, we could be in a. Not that this is that relevant, but we could be in a jungle, for instance, and I would just casually walk through where everyone's trying to like not trip over themselves.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. So you guys all get back to the pond. Elijah, how are you gonna approach this?
I'll basically like at least get my feet like wet here and essentially like siege this monster, just calling out in Draconic like and
I've come to parley.
I'll just go to yes, I've come to bargain. No, I've come to parley.
Don't bother!
How?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just
would you
calling
allow
out.
us to basically saying, calling out like I've come to parley. Would you allow us to cross this
Okay.
river?
So the second you
That is
find
your
your
home.
feet like firmly planted, like kind of in the first little bit of water, you do hear a voice, and you see the water kind of start to swirl. It's a relatively large swirl, like out towards the middle, and you do hear a voice in Draconic kind of call out to you. And it says, it just says, "Oh, another adventurer come to die in my river. You bring the tall one with you. He is no friend to my kind, a betrayer."
I don't really enjoy dying, but what do you mean by your kind or a betrayer? How did he betray you?
My kind used to be subservient to his, and he betrayed us in service of a master who was once our sworn enemy. My kind were proud beasts bred to fight those flying lizards. Says, I will not allow one such as him to taint my waters.
Taint.
What if we floated him?
Must he taint your waters if he merely crosses over through the dam that is at the neck of the river?
Well, it's a Tarask. We're fucked.
It is not a Tarask. It's probably a Lenorm
This is the
or a Drake.
Oh, wait, I know what it is. Can I tell them what it is?
do you want to do a hindsight informative instead
Oh,
of,
God,
or do
it's
you want to yell this
memory.
out right now?
You
I
can't-
know.
You can't expect me to remember every
No,
fucking
I
thing. I'm
know.
sorry I didn't write it down in my notes.
No, I know. But you do know what it is. Do you want to be like, oh, I know, like in the middle of this conversation? Because I'm.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh shit, it's right. Sorry. Fucking Daddy-O told me it's that is that thing that you told me what it was.
Riz mentions that it is that Freldari suspected it is a Bahir. Can everybody give me a quick survival check or a history check on what a Bahir is and if you know about it?
I do fucking
Survival.
not.
That
Two.
seems weird. I would have figured like knowledge.
23 on survival check.
Sorry, Zeal, what did you say?
I said survival. That's weird. I would have expected knowledge XYZ.
Well, as I said, it could be like history or survival. Like some people may have heard of these things before in terms of like adventurers fighting them or things like that. So that's why I gave the choice. Could be history. Do you have another kind of check you'd rather make, Zeal, that you could make a case for? Like a knowledge-based one? Maybe more
I don't
focused?
know where they usually reside, so like not off the top of my head anyway. But I
I
would
mean, they're
assume
related to dragons. Doesn't Arcana count?
or
to-
nature.
To a degree, nature may work. History would be better. Arcana would be okay. Yeah, you know what? I'd say Arcana's okay, given what I'm reading here.
I always thought referring back to a bestiary was a survival thing.
It
I
can
don't
be a
know.
few different things just to learn different. Like the information I'll give you based on what your check is different.
All right. Well, 23 in survival.
Okay. What did everybody else get? And tell me what the
got
check
like
was.
A 6.
A 6. Okay. So you have no fucking idea what a Bahir is.
I'm not really surprised.
I
Okay.
rolled
Oh
really
wait,
bad
do I
for
need
one.
to roll?
Yeah, you wouldn't know
Sorry.
what this is inherently either.
Fucking 4, whatever it was. I have no idea.
Cool.
My bad.
You can roll whatever you want, really. Zeal.
But
Yeah, I'd say Zeal, you can give me a history, Arcana, or survival, like one of the three, whatever one you're more comfortable with, and I'll give you information.
I know.
based
I
on
said
the roll.
I know. I said
Yeah,
I rolled
that's-
really badly.
Oh, you rolled badly. Okay.
Can you alter that?
What was your
What?
roll, Zeal?
Like a total of 9
Okay, so yeah, you really wouldn't.
because I rolled a 3.
The only thing you would maybe glean from that is that they seem to utilize lightning as a weapon.
Come on.
What's
Fucking
it-
And Rookley, what'd you get?
group.
A 23 survival check. My
23.
fishing experience is paid off.
23 survival. Okay, so, you know that Bahirs are, from a 23, you know that they were created by giants to fight dragons. So
That's
they
pretty cool.
they are quite capable creatures, though they do not fly themselves.
Sometimes I
They're
was also created by giants.
their bodies, like they specifically were created by storm giants.
Which also would, of course, mean that they are most effective against blues.
Correct. But their bodies
understood that.
are giant snake-like. They're giant and snake-like, and they have several.
Found that.
They have several legs, so they're able to swim very quickly, and they are able to also basically traverse land very quickly. They are basically they're a creature that was designed to be a weapon to kill dragons. So, from what you would understand from what you've read about them or what you've heard about them, they kind of constrict around dragons, restricting their movements so that their giant masters could pummel them to death. And so their job was to hinder dragons. Now, given that they were designed to kill dragons and hunt them, they are quite tough. They would not be a creature that basically anybody that you've maybe heard a story about that's like had a run-in with them. Behirs are very rare because there's not a lot of them left. Those that are left are very old, almost as ancient as most dragons, given how long they've had to survive. And they're often very crafty and very smart. It's very few people have killed one. Very few people have escaped from one that they've pissed off. That would be what you know.
A skill
I don't know
issue.
about pissing it off. I'm not really trying to deceive it.
We're gonna probably piss it off.
Probably.
So, with that in mind, so that's what Rookley knows. The rest of you, and like I said, Wallace, you would know that it does utilize lightning as a weapon.
Okay, I would know that because I pointed out that would probably be the case because it was just said.
No, because you rolled Arcana to check, right?
Yes.
So that
I just figured I would have got nothing from my 9.
No, even from a 9, you would still kind of understand like a little bit about it or remember something about it, just not necessarily a lot about it. So like you'd know
What about
about
an
like
8
the
in
magical
history?
aspect of it. Yeah, no, 8 history, you know jack shit.
I think there's something in the water, guys.
Yeah. But basically, it's a giant snake with legs. Elijah, you do kind of like as the water swirls. It
The swirl waters.
It continues to talk to you, and it just says what do you seek? Entertain me before I make you a meal.
I can't speak Draconic, so I'm out.
There have been undead creatures on the other side of the river. We wish to deal with them. But we cannot cross the river without your permission.
He says creatures like these, and you see like from where the swirls are, you see like a part of it shoot out towards the rocks. It flicks one of the corpses up, and it slams onto the ground beside you, and you can see it is the corpse of a ghoul.
Indeed,
Exactly
that is one of them.
It says they tried to cross my waters too. They regretted it.
Oh, sounds like he's kind of got this down on lock.
I mean, they wouldn't really be able to regret it because they're undead. But
He says they don't make for a tasty meal, though. He says I'd much rather look towards that observatory, what I used to call my home.
Well, rip.
What happened that you've moved?
Long time ago, some ancient wizard decided to usurp me from my palace, my treasures that were within. I understand now his descendants use it as a getaway home, a summer home, if you will. I would like it back. The one there holds it now is weak. She is undeserving.
I knew I should have looted that place for treasure.
Out of character, but like also like it's kind of sad here. Like we cannot mention that at all. Like that we are from the observatory at this point. I mean, it'd be cool if it could like just kind of exist in the lake and just like not bother the observatory and the people within. But like I don't imagine that would happen.
And it just kind of says this layer I have now is paltry in comparison to what I had before.
Could you not just live in the lake around the observatory and, like, not bother the inhabitants on the land?
Coexist.
Coexistence and whatnot.
Give me a quick persuasion check. I'd say at disadvantage.
Yeah, 20.
Double nat 20s. This would be the time.
I wish, but, like, that's not gonna happen, let's be real.
Your dice are cursed.
They are cursed. A 12. So persuasion. What's my persuasion? Probably not very good. 15. It's not
Okay.
awful, but it's probably not good enough.
You kind of notice it's like kind of like smelling, and you see a bit of like a nostril like poke out of the water at you, and it smells. It says, I can't remember. Did you guys spend a night there at the observatory, or did you leave right away?
We
after
leave
you
pretty
got there?
we left
Basically
pretty
short
immediately.
rested.
Okay, so you didn't.
We short rested and then left.
Yeah.
At best, we short rested.
Regardless, he kind of sniffs out and he says, "The long-eared one. He smells of the observatory. Have you been there?"
Yes, we were.
Do you know the one who resides there?
We do. We did not know that it was previously your home.
She's got the hots for a bunny friend over here.
As perhaps a deal can be struck. I desire my home returned to me. You desire to cross my waters freely. I will allow you to do so if you remove the wizard from the observatory and return it to me, its rightful owner.
I suppose you would know your home better than I, but is it the observatory itself that infringes upon the waters there? Could you not live in the waters?
The building, the waters, it was once all mine. I desire it returned to me. Would you not want your home returned to you if you ran from it?
I can't say that I wouldn't, yeah. I would enjoy that, yes.
Then we
Just
have
don't
common
think I
ground.
really... Indeed, although I don't think I really have that much sway as to ask them to leave their home, or yours.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean ask. I just want them gone. I don't care how you do it. At this point, it is going to kind of like start to swirl its head above water. So just so you guys have more of a picture of what this thing looks like. And,
Oh, yay! Yippee!
and its size in comparison to you.
That looks to be about, like, huge at least.
Yes, it is classified as a huge monstrosity. And if anything, it might even be a little bit bigger. But that's as big as I was going to make it for simplicity's sake. Maybe like that size.
So just to double check, like nobody else can hear the conversation, right?
Only
Like,
those who
Elijah,
only those who understand Draconic could understand the conversation that's going on. So you and Wallace would. I don't know if Monty speaks Draconic. However, Cactus, you would note that it would appear that the large red armored man appears to be following this conversation closely.
Well, yeah, I was there when he asked, "Do you speak Draconic?"
Yes.
Whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Uh, hold on. I have a horrible idea, and I kind of want to try it if everyone will humor me.
If you have an idea that like won't get us killed, it'd be pretty nice. I wish I was a little bit more persuasive. Maybe I could have like at least.
Well, great news. I'm a warlock, so I don't have a huge bonus in persuasion, but I do have an idea.
Okay.
So in Draconic, Riz is gonna go to the float above the border of the water, and he's gonna bow in the air graciously and be like, "Oh, great to hear. You are truly magnificent to behold. If I may approach you, I wish to speak privately, so that way, certain people don't hear."
And who are you gesturing to with that comment?
I'm not gesturing to anyone. I'm just like, like, please infer. Please infer.
Give me a quick persuasion check.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna go with that. 10 plus 3 divided by 2 rounded down is 11.
11. The Bahir kind of, it takes in what you said and your it says, what does a child of he who watches have to do with me?
Well, I do believe I may have a solution to both of our problems. If you'll hear me out.
He says, I know you're kind to be passive and pathetic. Any who serve your dead god. Make this quick.
Well, times are changing, baby. All right, so gonna fly over there.
You are about the size of
you...
one of its talons, yeah.
I really am, yeah. I guess, do we want to do a one-on-one? Because he's gonna be whispering in his ear.
Sure.
That does kind of mean that you can kind of like dodge it. It can't really grasp you. You're kind of
true. I do feel like it would be harder for it to hit me because it's so big and I'm so small.
All right, let's go for a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Lots of one-on-one.
All right, Cactus. What's the master plan?
Here's the master plan. I wish I was playing a different character because I did think I had better persuasion. This boy don't. So unfortunately I have to work with what I got. So gonna kind of, just kind of gently land, on the cusp of his ear and lean down to whisper into it, and he'll say in his beautiful dulcet voice, I know how to give you your revenge right here, right now. And a follow-up on a promise.
Okay. The creature says, you have piqued my interest. He says, it's unlike your kind to make such a promise and get so involved.
Well, like I said, times have changed, Donnie. Now, see, the thing is with the observatory, I do feel like, people can move. They can pack up the things and leave. I feel like that's a reasonable thing for us to discuss. And worst comes to worst, you two hash it out. No big deal. Now, the thing I would like to propose to you is you let us cross. And we get rid of those ghoulies. And, no problem. They stop mucking up your waters, because I'm sure that's real nasty, getting the undead in there. Blech. But, perhaps maybe on the way back, while everyone's crossing, maybe a certain individual doesn't quite make it across the river, you know what I'm saying?
On the way back. Why not on the way there?
Well, we're not really sure what we're...
What guarantee do I have that the one you speak of will return across my river after he's crossed? What purpose does he have to go back?
You know what? Fair enough. How about you just eat the lot of them? You don't like dragons. I know you don't like my guy, but I'm not a dragon. But they serve a dragon. You know, why don't what, have yourself? You know what? Indulge yourself a little bit. You've earned it.
I, like you, little one.
Make a buffet of them.
I would hope you do not think me so foolish. Would you incur the
No.
wrath of the 10?
Well, no, but we're gonna have to at some point, and I'm still coming to terms with that.
Okay. Let me think here for a second.
Riz will also throw in, he's the weakest of the 10. And defeating him, even though he may be really low on, the ladder there, defeating him would make you very impressive. More than you already are, obviously. But to the Behir of the River ate one of the 10? That's incredible. That's a story you hear.
He says, I will consider what to do with the tall one. However, the observatory is, he says, there is a key. He says, that observatory is old, run down. It was a perfect home for me. Yet while you were there, it was shiny and new, wasn't it?
Yes.
The majesty of illusion. There is a key that resides with the mage. All she must do is simply lock the door with the key, and my observatory will revert back to my home. It is by the magic of that key that it has become her family's home. I want it back. It can be easily done. If it is not done, and I don't get my tithe, and he indicates towards the giant red man, he says, I know that I can bring ruin to that observatory. She is not half the mage her ancestors were. She cannot withstand my wrath.
And I super appreciate you being real civil about this, because, like I said, I mean, if you wanted to fight her, what the fuck are we gonna do about it? But, we can definitely have a conversation. I'm sure, getting someone to move is gonna be a lot easier than fighting you, sweetheart.
What luck have you had talking to the insane?
Have you seen the people I'm traveling with? I gotta do it every breakfast.
He does stifle a bit of a chuckle. He finds that funny. He says, you entertain me, little one. Perhaps your dead god has hope yet. He says, very well. I take the red one, and you clear out the observatory. However, I cannot guarantee the red one makes it across in the first place.
Hey, you do what you gotta do. I appreciate you hearing us out.
Okay, so we're gonna go back.
Alright. Yep.
Alright, we're back. So, Riz
Go
flutters...
well.
Riz flutters back. At one point, you would have heard the Elijah. You're close enough. You would have almost heard the Behir stifle a chuckle.
Yeah, no, I saw you laughing. I was wondering if it was going well.
So he looks back to you, Elijah, and he says, "Your little one, despite following a dead god, is quite the negotiator. We have struck a bargain. You lot...
Bargain.
You lot...
Bargain.
Bargain. You guys, or your lot, will remove the mad mage from her tower. And in exchange, I will let the lot of you cross. And I have to do 2 rolls here.
The like just fucking darting look at like it, Riz, like.
Ooh. Okay, I rolled dog shit for both, which is probably for the best.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. He gestures to the dam, and he says, "Despite how it looks, that would be sturdy enough to cross." He gestures to the left. He says, "The river is shallower at parts further north. You're welcome to cross wherever you see fit."
All right, sounds good. Pleasure. It was so lovely meeting you. I can't wait to meet you on the way back as well. You've been a great host, and thank you for being so cordial and polite and not eating me.
He says, "I've tried your kind before. They're too sweet."
Ah. Yeah, sure you didn't bite yourself, you big silly. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. With that, he kind of like slithers back into the depths, and you can kind of see like as he slithers down, like the surface just kind of bubbles with a little bit of electricity.
All right, and with the biggest grin you've ever seen on a pixie's face, Riz is like, "All right, fellas, let's go."
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, there's okay. Yeah, we're good.
I guess this is a odd time, but I need to go do a thing.
No worries.
Don't worry about it. I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe a bit longer, but
So
Wallace just either popping up out of nowhere or still being hidden because he's Wallace and he's being a paranoid.
I was gonna ask at this point, like it looks like your party is gonna be taking the lead going across the river first. Would you be going with them or remaining hidden where I guess or following behind?
I mean, if this group is still following our party, I would just kind of again like, if they don't pay attention to me being behind them, whatever.
Let me just do another quick set of checks for these guys. I just want to see if they would have seen. I'll keep your same stealth check of 23. I just want to see if these guys would have noticed you.
Alright.
All out to like.
Wow. Yeah. Nope. They all rolled shit. Honestly, yeah. No, you would still be hidden at this point fairly confidently.
Get better eyes, dinguses.
We have our crossing.
Okay. So the 4 of you head for the crossing. These guys kind of head over to meet you. If Wallace is going to maintain his current positioning, I guess he'd kind of stick to the slightly bigger trees until it looks more safe to move forward. I'm just saying that back there as opposed to this tree because this tree is relatively tiny. As you guys are approaching the dam, Cactus, the red armored knight, steps forward, and he holds up his halberd in front of you to block you from fluttering. And he just says,
Oh, hi.
"What was the deal you struck with the beast?"
Listen. I got first-hand personal experiences with the dragon. And he sounded real upset about the observatory. So I figured it'd be better if someone a bit more charismatic went and kind of dealt an empathetic hand to his plight. I know what it's like not to have a home.
The observatory, you say?
Ah, fuck.
I mean, we did mention the observatory and that we've been there in Draconic before, like, audibly.
No, the Behir totally, talked about the observatory. Okay, I didn't fuck up.
No, that's fair.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
He says, so you lot have been to the observatory then?
Just passing through.
Did
It was a
you-
light. There was
Why did you
bullshit around. It was dark. Go to the observatory, you know?
Indeed, did go there, but why?
We met that
you
guy.
have a business at the observatory?
He says, indeed. Perhaps our paths are not so as aligned as I thought. He says, if your mission here is to deal with the ghouls, then so be it. I hold a higher purpose.
And what purpose is that?
I am here to stop a great evil. That great evil is towards the observatory. Now that I know it is not on that side of the river, there is little need for me to cross.
I thought you were gonna help us with the ghoulies.
The evil high hunt is greater than a few ghouls.
The evil what hunt?
The evil that I hunt.
Oh, I thought you said evil high hunt. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
The evil I hunt is greater than any ghoul.
Well, I mean, the problem is that we've already crossed the river. Okay, so the observatory is in kind of a weird place. You can't get to it from this side of the river. We all had to, like, cross at a really weird spot, which, you know, obviously it's a bit further downstream.
Is
So,
it
in order to
actually?
get to it... Yeah, definitely. Uh-huh.
I
I'm
was
lying.
I know, I figured, but like also, like damn, you're saying like an evil at the observatory. There wasn't really anything evil there.
She seemed like a nice gal.
He looks at you, he says, it's not the one in the observatory that is evil. There is one hunting her that is far more devious. That is the one I have been
Then-
sent to stop.
Then if it's
The guy putting
the
colors
one
on
that is
people.
hunting her, then I mean, it doesn't make our paths any less, since the one that this ghoul is part of the entourage that was hunting her.
It is no ghoul that hunts her. It's a far greater evil that has come from much further south. Somebody awoken, or someone, probably a ill-minded adventurer like yourselves, awoke it from its slumber. Now the knights...
Hmm.
Does Riz audibly sneeze?
No.
Now
Just like a little bit of pixie dust. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, allergies.
Now the knights have been dispatched to make sure that that evil goes back into its hole.
Look, tell you what. We stayed the night. No, we didn't even stay the night there. We know the lady that lives there. And we're on good terms with her. How about if you help us out just for a little bit, we help you out and smooth things over, you know? Because it sounds like you guys have a good purpose here. And, but we gotta make sure this ghoulie infestation is dealt with. You scratch our backs, we scratch yours, you know?
Time is of the essence. I have the ability to halt the evil from hunting her, and only I. I will leave you my men, but I will make for the observatory. Now tell me where it is.
Can I like insight that?
Yeah?
That he's being honest.
Yeah, give me an insight
yeah,
check.
no. Yeah, how's a 24?
He seems to be quite genuine that he believes that he is the only person capable of stopping this greater evil that he's speaking about. And he seems confident that that evil is not any kind of ghoul, but something else.
Okay.
I'm personally on let him go to the observatory, fuck him bandwagon.
He did offer to leave you his men to deal with the ghouls.
Yeah, no, that is fine.
I do really think he should cross the river, though.
Give me a deception check, because you did say you are trying to convince them that the observatory is across the river.
Okay,
Yeah, that's true.
let's. I get that you're doing that. I would prefer not to, like, just on the chance. Like, he's going to figure it out eventually, and like,
How's
don't
the
really like if
13?
he is who we think he is.
Let's see.
I don't really want to like.
Yeah, he doesn't believe a fucking word you're saying, Cactus.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, anyways, all right.
So he's
At least out of like kindness and just like, I don't know, just
Can I
cordial
ask him
between
to
like
describe
our
what this
two
evil
like
looks
orders. What is this evil that you're actually hunting?
sorry, Rookley, sorry, your question was, and then I'll answer Elijah's question.
Can I ask him to describe what the evil looks like? It's basically the same question.
It's the same question.
Okay. He says the evil is something not originally of this world, something that embodies shadow and scales.
Great. You don't know jack shit what it looks like.
I know that I have trained my whole life to face down this evil should it ever arise. I am prepared to give my life to stop it. The knights are spread across the land to seek it out, and once we find it, we will converge on it. But if it is going to the observatory, then the one inside is in great peril.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Well
Riz is gonna go, oh, fuck. Yeah, it sounds like you should go to the observatory then.
Aren't we all just say fuck these baddies? and
I
just
do
go back to the-
and think that you'd be right then.
So he says, tell me, where can I find the observatory? And he takes out a map of the region and puts it in front of you.
I'll show him. So far, like, every kind of, like, insight check I've made on him then seems genuine. Like, if we really wanted to, we could have, like, Monty go, considering he is, like,
Yeah, have
he
Monty.
has sworn to protect her. So, like, as a paladin, that's a thing that he'd probably be wanting to do.
And at this point, because Monty is not here, Monty may agree to do that and return back to the
Okay.
observatory.
I assume that the red armored knight here
Yeah.
understands. But anyways, I'll point it out. Monty knows the way better than I do. I do hope that she is. I do hope whatever this evil is that you're talking about that is hunting her both has not gotten to her, and also pray that it's not actually after her. Since
It says, you are a man of honor, Caldwell. I respect your clan, and that you trust me. It has come, Rabbit. Let us away, then. And with that, they will turn and head, basically, back in the direction of the observatory, and they are now out of play. However, he did issue a command to the knights. The 5 knights will remain behind, and they will assist in the battle to come for you guys.
okay. Now we can
Huh.
cross the river. I will.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we can.
Okay.
Cool.
Alright, cross the river time.
Jesus
Oh my God.
Christ.
Jesus, dude.
Great. Okay. Hold on. Let me hide some things.
Well,
I
that's-
guess.
That's
Fuck.
spoilers. Jesus.
Apologies, I can't hit Control Z. We don't have permissions anymore, probably for this exact reason.
Probably for this exact reason. That's correct. Okay. Hold on. I have to reset the fog now. God damn it. Which is gonna fuck everything, but it's fine. Yeah, thank you. Just do that and clear it out. Okay. So, yes, you are able to cross the river and get to the other side. As you do get to the other side, you're basically on the beach of like a cliff face. You did, as you're coming across, you did see kind of like the peak of like a white tent on top of the cliff. But your party was able to get across, and it doesn't look like you've garnered much attention. Where is the other one? Well, Monty left, and Wallace will be following along behind. Wallace, are you back? No, probably still gone. Okay. So as you guys kind of get to the end here, there is a little bit of like a dirt path that heads up. And you can kind of see that there are bushes and stuff like further up and around. Rukli, any of these kind of bush areas here, these are tall bushes. If you see them on the map, you would be able to conceal yourself within them if need be.
Stealth mode.
Yeah. So they're just basically patches of stealth.
I'd like to inspect the carriage.
Yeah, so as you enter into this area, you do see that there is a carriage. This carriage is broken down and has been here for probably several years. It just looks like it's worn down, rotted out. Anything that was in it that would have held value is long since gone, and the wood is starting to, degrade. Okay. You do hear... actually, give me a quick perception check from Elijah, Riz, and Rukli. I'm just going to say Wallace is just making his way across the river now to kind of remain quote-unquote hidden from the 5 squires.
12.
Perception, you said? 12.
12? Elijah?
Well,
Well, perhaps Elijah has stepped away for a second. Okay, regardless, with 12s, you don't hear a lot, but you do hear almost the sound of like twigs snapping, but it's like kind of consistent, like somebody's actively doing it. What do you guys want to do?
oh, yeah, right. We're, fucking wait for the rest of my party members to return to their computers.
I was gonna say, yeah, we are a couple men down here.
Maybe take a pee break. I don't know at this point, man.
Take a quick 5-er. 3-minute
Yeah,
ad break.
type 5.
Okay. 3-minute ad breaks. I'll be back. Oh. I have a dog. I should maybe.
Boy, I sure hope that deal doesn't bite me in the ass.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
We're on a break.
I figured. Just got dinner too, so. Honestly, I'm suddenly going like, well, I guess our paths do not like align so much. Like, that was kind of spooky. I did not want to hear that.
Well, I figured with Riz being defensive of that plan, because Riz is in both groups, there was kind of some insider knowledge there. But we aren't really privy to it, so
The other group could also be going after them.
I assume the other group is the one that released whatever evil from the south is.
Hmm. Well, I mean,
Because I know a little bit from what happened in that group.
I don't know how Riz is gonna bring about like the lady actually moving from the observatory, unless like she just like moves with us to stay safe.
I don't think she's going to.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like someone's gonna die.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Or it was
Anyway,
just a fool of a Bahir, but I don't know.
I think we're just dealing the Bahamut side of things, and they're dealing with the Tiamat side of things, and we're stuck between the freaking Dragon War.
I guess it's possible. I don't. I don't really think it was like the Red Hand of Doom. I know
Oh,
the I know the module a bit. Doesn't
I
really
know there's
seem like it's the start of it
definitely
yet.
there was definitely dragons involved because he had 2 different dragon books he introduced in the group chat.
I mean, well, yeah, like Stardior is also a thing, and also we all have dragon marks.
Can confirm. Is it still in here? We're using every book: Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide, Fizbin's, Tasha's. And not specific. I don't know. At least we got cannon fodder for this fight up here.
Always with the cannon fodder. You guys suck.
Me? Them.
They're not cannon fodder. They're squires of the fucking Order of Bahamut. They're good people.
But they're
Don't.
cannon fodder for us.
Yeah, well, I don't think they should be.
Maybe you'll
They're
lay down your
helpers.
life for them.
I mean, actually, yes.
You won't see a member of the Furbolg doing the same thing.
What?
You won't see a Furbolg doing the same thing.
Well, I know.
My character would much rather be in the woods doing something else than out here on some world-saving quest.
Well, preferably just don't die, and just ensure that they don't die.
I have no qualms against dying. I got 4 more characters made up. Good thing I didn't go fishing though.
True.
I feel like that would have ended badly for me.
Holy shit, it's cold outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, duh.
It's freezing rain and it's miserable. Fuck. Okay.
Roads are like glass on the way home.
Yeah, no, I just had to clean up a bunch of Joey puke and take him outside for a pee. And it's still freezing rain. I am fucking soaked.
I hate that for you.
Yeah, no, not
Okay,
fun.
unironically, get changed and then come back. Like, don't just sit in that.
That's, you know what, that's fair. Okay, hold on. I'm putting a new shirt on. My pants are fine. Oh, God, it's cold. Okay. So Cactus. Something about a deal biting you in the ass. Is everybody back, or am I talking to myself?
You're not.
Okay. Shade, are you back?
Yeah, I would never love.
Okay. Is Zeal back yet?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna keep moving Wallace like Zeal has been moving him until he returns.
Hi, I'm getting bit in the ass. Sorry.
No, I need perception checks from the three of you.
I'm putting my dice over here. I'm sorry.
Because I can't remember after all the freezing rain hit my head if that happened or not.
We know about the carriage?
Know about the carriage.
I got a 14, by the way.
Nope. I got like an 11.
Oh, I think I did say this. You guys, even with those rolls, you would still hear it. There's basically like the sound of like twigs being like forcibly snapped, coming from like up on top of the plateau.
Okay. I think it's stealth time.
Okay, roll stealth. And how are you approaching?
sure.
Like in the bushes and stuff? And here, I'll clear this
Where-
up because you would be able
Where
to see.
did my dice go? Oh, Zai, is it in the fog of war? Thank you.
1 second.
It just fucking evaporated from my vision. That was crazy. Stealth, you said? 14?
14. And how are you hiding?
By not flying.
Okay. in bushes and stuff.
Yeah,
'Cause
just
there,
going
there, are
like.
there are these bushes around that can easily fit a person. So if you're hiding in the bushes, roll stealth at advantage.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's even worse.
So still 14. Good talk.
Yeah. So 14. Yep.
Okay. Elijah, will you be stealthing?
I guess I'll
Or has,
probably like.
or has Elijah forsaken stealth?
I don't know if it's like genuinely dangerous. I could see it, but like, if it's just people.
You don't know what's making the noises.
I don't think.
And you guys do have 5 squires behind you that are awaiting your direction.
Quick, send the squires in first, and then
No.
when they're done eating the squires, we run.
And actually, by order of the knight that left them, they're actually ordered to follow your command for this engagement, Elijah.
All right. How big of a like twig snapping and stuff like does it actually sound like?
It's fairly consistent, but like I don't know. There's like it's like a pretty solid crunch every time.
All right. Well, then at that point, I'm just gonna like go and try to stealth myself, and then just like motion for the others while like I try to get like a actual visual on like what we're hearing.
Okay, so I guess for you, because you're in heavy armor, I guess you just roll regular stealth because you're hiding in bushes and you're still in heavy armor. Rukli, what'd you get?
For a stealth check,
Yeah.
didn't roll one.
I got. I
Memento
assume it's
for-
disadvantage, but I got a 20 and then a 3.
No, for you it would just be a straight check because if you're hiding in the bushes, it would give you advantage. But because you're wearing heavy armor, it would give you disadvantage.
Right.
So for you, it's just a straight roll. So if you got a 20, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, a 20. That's nice.
Okay. The other five knights will attempt to stealth.
Oh, yeah.
They are moderately successful. You feel that these guys, being not as strong as their commander, are usually quite adept at hiding and letting their commander deal with shit. So they almost,
They're so real.
with no sound at all, take to the bushes behind you and await further order.
Okay.
And actually, they rolled so good as a group, they're going to go to these bushes.
I like the idea that they move as like a single organism. You
Yeah.
know,
They're a hive mind.
Right?
they're a hive mind. They're like the security guards from Half-Life 1.
Yeah. All right, so Elijah, once you get into the bushes, you can see out a little bit over the plateau. You can see what the makings of a little bit of a campfire with some meat over it, and there are 3 armored figures that appear to be breaking the bones of corpses.
Ah,
Pleasant people.
Okay.
You, given the positioning of where you are currently, you assume this maybe is the rear guard for the camp of ghouls on the plateau. They appear currently to be distracted.
Right. We don't really have like fireball or anything, so.
I would like to move up to these bushes.
That's fine. What was your stealth check from before?
Here. 21.
Okay.
And then I want to move to this bush.
That is a tree.
I would like to move to this bush.
Okay. You do feel that you made it there unnoticed.
Awesome.
Okay. So you know, Elijah, you see Rukli get into position. At this point, I'm going to ask you guys to roll initiative. so that we can move in a turn order.
Man,
16?
whatever.
18.
Get new dice.
Just give myself like advantage on this initiative roll.
You can.
Oh,
You're
my
a
bad.
Twilight Cleric. That is a thing that you can just do.
All right, that's a lot better. 19.
Okay. That's not how you spell Rookly.
I was typing in it at the same time,
Oh,
and I
okay, you know-
realized my mistake.
No, it's.
I
you know,
apologize.
if somebody else wants to write initiative for me and give the DM wants to do, fucking by all means, go right ahead.
I was trying. I've
Okay,
done it the last few
there,
times.
there. Okay, so Rookly got not a 36. I think it was a 16.
Yeah, no, 36.
And Elijah got 19. Was it?
Yeah.
And then I need you to put.
Stop. Fuck off.
Okay. And then what Cactus get? Or Riz? And then
sorry.
I need you to put a.
Nope. There we go.
I need you to put a question mark at 20 and a question mark at 12.
Oh, awesome.
All right. Top of the turn order. Question mark. The 5 Platinum Order Squires that rolled a nat 20 on initiative.
Oh, let's fucking go. I'm so sorry I tried to feed you guys to the Bahir.
You did what?
Huh? What? Anyways.
You know what?
Huh?
They all draw their short bows that they have strapped on their backs, and they take a line in the very edge of the bush and hold action, waiting for Elijah to give the command.
Okay.
Actually, wait, hold on a second. Short bows. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 3 of them will make it. These 2 are actually going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of get behind these bushes just behind you, and they're going to line up from there. They were just out of range. They couldn't have made it from where they were. Elijah, you're up.
Let me check my. Okay, so I have 3 first level slots and 1 second level slot. We didn't long rest. Will shit, I could do that. Hold on. Let me check.
Oh.
Riz realizing in horror that keep
No.
your enemies closer is
What?
not so you can kill them easier. That's
Yeah.
anyway.
I thought that's what the plan was, but oops a doodle.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go great. Anyway, Elijah, what's your plan?
We'll cast Berry Fire on the 3 of them.
Ooh, interesting opener. Is it a save?
It is.
Is it a dex save?
It is a dex save.
Okay. However, they would not know this was coming, so it would be a disadvantage for all of them.
It saved DC 14. Kind of low. It's okay.
First one fails. Second one fails. Third one also fails. However, they all are very now aware that they're glowing.
Yes, and then at that point, I'll also move out. My movement is like 30 something.
God, what a good plan. And at the moment you're moving out, are the archers firing?
Yes, I would signal that, like, after I move out and, cast the fairy fire.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So
They all have advantage.
they
because
all
they're-
have advantage now. This is fucking a shit show, man. Okay. First short bow shot. Fucking misses with advantage. Rough. Second. That will be a hit. Second, third. Also misses. Oh my god. Fourth.
Can we get new henchmen?
What's the AC? Fourth misses. Oh my god. Okay, the fifth hit. So out of 5 attacks at advantage, you got 2 hits.
Well, it's a good thing it lasts for a minute.
Okay, so the first guy in the line, he's gonna take 9 points of piercing damage as he's hit by 2 arrows. Okay. Riz.
Elijah just always commanding like a bunch of archers.
Yeah. Riz, you're up.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna fucking do?
Not die?
Eldritch Blast.
Dinner.
Ooh, okay.
Well, that too, yeah. Hold on. Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Unless? No. Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Oh, I can't. I don't have like extra things. I only get the one, right?
Yep.
Okay. One closest. That one. Oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dude. Oh, does a 7 hit DM?
No.
Oh. But I'm stealth. Don't I have advantage?
You do actually.
Yes, let's go.
That's a
Yeah.
lot better.
Okay, 18.
That will hit.
Yay! Fuck that guy. Where did that little window go? That is a 1d10. Hold on. I'm so good at D&D, guys, man. I'm killing. Hopefully, though. That's a 2.
2 whole damage.
2 whole damage.
Okay. And you don't have any invocations yet or anything, right?
Nope.
No,
I'm
that's
level
correct.
3.
Yep. Understood. Okay. Ruka, you're up.
I hit him with a rock.
Oof. Okay, go
Oh, wow.
for it. With the
Stealth
sling.
attack rock.
Yep.
Oh, feels back.
Oh.
Nice.
And I'm gonna bonk this dude.
Wallace, can you roll me initiative quick? Okay.
Oh, wow. No one rolled my initiative for me.
That's a nat 20.
We didn't hear it.
Nice. Tell me what's the damage.
26.
For 26 damage?
No, sorry, 26 is the thing.
Yeah, well, not 20.
13
Okay, that's gonna
damage
hit. 13
on the
damage.
crit.
Is that doubled? Like, are you doubling that or rolling that twice as
No,
many dice?
that is
Doubling
already
it.
calculated as the crit,
Okay,
but
so
that's
13.
not including the sneak attack plus 1d6. So it's 13.
Which would be
plus-
plus 2d6 because it's
4.
still. Sneak attack gets doubled too.
Oh. Okay, hold on.
But yeah, no one rolled for me.
No, I
Well,
forgot to,
no.
if I'm being honest.
It's 23.
20, 21. That's 22
Oh, okay.
damage.
Okay, 22 damage. Okay.
why my initiative was higher than, than your damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see the future, I thought.
Wallace,
or rewrite it or
first off, Zeal, I'm going to let you pick where you want to be. So what I did is I just continued moving Wallace as he was moving. I didn't really know what he would do from here. So what happened from here after you got across is the rest of the party was up here. They all stealthed and got into position. So if you would have been by this tree or moved into these bushes, so that then I would say wherever you would be, given that you're still stealth behind these guys, that's where you start this turn. And we'll retroactively do your turn now, and then basically jump back to you. But yes, you have a surprise round right now on these guys who got shocked by Elijah.
Stealth shots give you double damage, or what was it you said?
Stealth attack for a rogue, it gives you an extra d6 of damage.
Oh no, that's not me. My bad.
Nope, that's not.
I was like, wait, I gotta do more damage? Yeah, if you're a different class, dumbass. Anyway, sorry, go on.
No worries.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I would like you to describe that rock hitting that guy.
I will after Zeal's
Into the
turn.
word picture.
I'm just looking at the fact that it's like 80 feet to the closest target.
Stop making the fucking map so big, bro.
What?
Not you, him. Not him.
Shush, silly cat boy. I'm talking about the cat in my room.
My cat in a shoebox next to me. Having a great time.
Oh, fuck yeah. Wait,
This
I
is
hope
not
that's
my
in a
cat.
cute way.
We named the box Loki's box, so I think he likes it.
Okay.
Okay.
I did remember, like, after that cremation does exist.
I
was
am
like, oh.
I am checking distances, do not worry.
Okay. As far as describing the rock hitting the armor, Rukli, you see all these arrows fly, and you see that these guys are distracted, so they're kind of like holding up their shields as they, a lot of the arrows bounced off, but the one guy in the back, he dodged the arrow and he thought he was smart, so he did a little sidestep as it landed beside him. And you could see he got all excited and ready for combat just in time for a fucking rock from your sling just to hit him right in the eye socket and go, God damn it, motherfucker!
Good.
He do like to scream.
It was also.
We love a vocal cat.
I guess I'll just chill touch something. It's like 60 feet. That's like an extra +6, so 19.
Man, how do undead not have resistance to necrotic damage?
That's what I've been
Yeah.
fucking saying.
Is there anything written in the spell?
Also, chill touch isn't, or did I say chill touch? I meant Ray of Frost.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You did definitely say chill touch, which I think is necrotic damage. But
Still,
Ray of Frost is fine.
No, most spell or the undead itself has to have the ability to be some sort of resistance or whatever.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
It was that. Wasn't it sleep that we ran into the original fucking confrontation with, and it said it in the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was weird. It's like, why not just have it written both places? Wizards of the Coast, come on.
Eight.
Fuck. All right. Cool.
I never fail.
never fails. Okay. And then it's their turn.
Just pops right the fuck out of nowhere. At least as far as our little friends here are concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The squires are. Man, I've renamed these guys fucking 3 times. Who keeps renaming my squires?
It'll take a wild fucking guess.
I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder.
I'm not even tabbed in, and I
Look,
know who it was.
Just so you know, the closest enemy is the only one in range.
Yes. That's fine. That's who I had take the damage. Okay. Yeah, you do kind of scare the shit out of these 2 guys as they see the Ray of Frost go by, but they you know, they look back and they see that Riz is totally unfazed, and they're like, okay, I guess there was just another one.
Be slow.
How much does it slow that guy by?
10 feet.
So he's gonna dash. But that means he loses his action.
Be minorly inconvenienced.
Yeah.
So he dashed as well. This one leaves the battlefield.
As I figure.
Fuck.
But these guys dash. They're not able to take an action to attack. It looks like they just wanted to kind of place themselves in your way. Wallace, we're back to you, top of the turn order.
Oh, right. Do it again,
Yeah.
I guess. Where'd the third one go?
He fucked it right off. He went back towards their main camp of people.
Wow. What a jag. Do I just go?
Like one-hit people?
Do I go with the classical examples? The answer is probably no, because that costs too much resources. And we have bigger fish to descale. So I guess I'll just do it again. Never mind. Continue.
Did you roll one?
Yeah.
So yeah, you just fire it off, and you happen to you miss the guys, and you hit the fucking meat chunk that's on their fire. You just like freeze it solid. All right, the Armored Knight or the Platinum Order Squires. So this guy has to dash to get here. I think this one can make it fun. No, they both have to dash, but at least they're with you. So yeah, they just flank either side of you, Elijah, to take up a defensive position with you. And then these guys jump that one. That came up to attack Rukli. Fucking none of them hit. So, Rukli, you see these three squires come up, and they all like swing with their swords. They all just fucking like glance off this guy's armored shields. Like, not a single one connects. Elijah, you're up. Rukli, you have a sneaking suspicion that these Platinum Order squires may not survive the greater encounter to come.
That's crazy.
What a shame.
It's almost like somebody gave you fodder.
No.
That's what I described him to Kestrel there on break, and Kestrel's like, "No, I will die for these." Okay.
Kestrel's like, "I will die for anybody who
Hope you have
follows
your
my
affairs
command."
in order.
No, that's alright. Elijah, you're up, buddy.
They're good people.
No.
Riz internally screaming.
Man, too many spells.
Riz
I'm gonna,
really
guiding
don't like
bolt
him.
Riz has been internally screaming this whole episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I hate them. It's just like,
Okay. Elijah, the plan?
Guiding bolt the guy in front of me.
That would be at disadvantage, because it's a ranged spell attack in melee.
Oh, shit.
If this guy in front of me were to somehow,
Like, it's ranged, but like,
As long as there's an enemy in melee range, a ranged attack or spell attack is at disadvantage. because it's basically inferring that. So like, let's say you were to fire like your guiding bolt at the other guy. This guy in here, being within 5 feet of you in like reactor time of that 6 seconds, is probably going to try and interfere with you hitting his buddy, and that's the rationale behind it.
Which is why you go for sillier things like missiles that don't care.
Yeah, magic missile in melee range is one of the fucking funniest things. So you can just hold up your hand, grab his face, and be like, magic missile, and they'll all hit.
Yep. We love magic missile for that.
True.
My brother does not like magic missile.
It is a very silly spell, and it's one of the scariest to upcast.
He loves wizard, but he hates magic missile because his first D&D experience was 4th edition.
Oof.
Oof. Fair.
His favorite spell, on the other hand, is the tried and true Prestidigitation.
It's a great spell.
It's always a great spell. As long as you have enough rubies.
All right, Elijah.
Attack at this point.
Okay.
Let's see. Nat 20. Okay.
Man, fuck these guys. Am I right?
So I roll again to confirm.
No, nat 20 is just a crit. Like, you're not advantage or disadvantage here. So yeah, you crit.
Okay.
Just roll double.
There is no crit confirm strong.
Yeah, just double your damage dice.
Okay.
What you asked, like, filled me with fear to my core. I'm like, what do you mean confirming
To
crits?
confirm it?
Well,
Strong
technically,
is very much used to things like Pathfinder.
It's fair to, like, I guess it is a fair question. If you're attacking an enemy that does have a relatively high armor rating, like, let's say, like, Strong's natural 20 plus his strength is only, like, 23. Technically, crits can miss in for standard 5e D&D.
Is it doubled?
So you can do one of two
my
things. You
strength
can either double the dice that you roll. So you can roll, like, what are you dealing damage with right now? Like a d8?
A d6.
A d6. So you can either roll 2d6s or you can roll 1d6 and double the amount and then add your strength.
Oh, got it.
It
Okay.
doesn't. I rolled it and I came out as a 5. Even if I chose to double the 3, it'd still be a 6. Do I double my strength or no?
No, your strength just is the same.
Okay, then it's a 7.
Okay. That is enough to murder this
in
fucking guy.
in 3.5, when you roll like a crit, you have to confirm essentially. So you'd have to like roll whatever your like crit range for the weapon is, which could be like anything from like 18 to 20 to like just 20, and then confirming it, you just have to hit them. Like you don't have to roll a crit again, but.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you do. You would have to pass their AC at the very least
Got it. Okay.
for a second time.
Okay. Is that it for Elijah? I guess you still technically have movement. Like, you could move towards the next enemy.
I should probably move that way, yeah.
Actually, yeah, I think you can get right to him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you can get right to him.
Really? Right here?
Yeah, like right in that space.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, another ally against this guy. Riz.
All right, gonna
Our
try
ally
Eldritch
town is under
Blast.
siege.
Okay, Eldritch Blast. Roll a hit.
Oh shit. They still have fairy fire, so like.
Oh
It's
yeah,
still
shit.
advantage.
Everything should have been at advantage, but yeah, regardless. Cactus rolled advantage. This guy's fairy fired.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that.
Nice. Awesome. Fucking just shot, went, oh, pointing finger, misses, looks at finger. Why didn't that work? Shoot self in face.
What was your other roll?
5, I
Oh yeah,
think.
no, it's both.
I didn't
So
add any
So
modifiers.
yeah, you just
that.
whiff both. Like, Rukli and Elijah narrowly dodge Eldritch blasts that fly like directly past their face. You guys just look over at Riz like, the fuck? Rukli, you're up.
Sorry.
I'm gonna poke him twice with some daggers.
Okay. You got more than enough allies for stealth attack here.
What are allies really?
First roll's a
People who
14.
you don't let die.
Otter?
Also
That'll
not
miss.
water.
Second roll is a 18.
That will hit.
Okay, so that'll be 4 plus 6 is 10 damage. Oh,
Okay.
wait, no. 1d. Sorry, hold on. No. I gotta roll sneak attack.
Yeah, you don't just add 6.
Sorry, no, I don't know. I saw 1d6 and I'm like, oh, just add a 6 there for a second. I don't know why I did that.
I got a 20 twice.
That would be 9 damage.
He dies. Alright, so you guys cleaned up these guys. One of them did get away, so you can assume that perhaps the camp
Shit,
that the camp you were sneaking up on maybe alerted to your presence in the direction that you were coming to. However, we are going to end stream here for the night because I have to go back and deal with my bulldog, as I know he's still not. He's sick. He's not feeling well. He's been throwing up, so I have to go give him some attention.
It seems to be going around as of late, although not only for dogs.
Yeah. However, I will say after this little skirmish you guys have here, you do hit level 4.
Oh my god.
Huh.
Yes.
What?
For some reason, I
I
could have
miss
swore
so
we
bad.
hit level 3 like not that long ago.
Well, you
Maybe
guys
my memory's just bad.
You guys started at level 3, so I purposely was having you journey for a little bit longer just to kind of, I guess, make up for starting at level 3. But it's been plenty long enough. I wanted to do this a couple of weeks ago, but I think there was a session where we had to like cancel for you guys, so then I had to like kind of push it another couple of weeks, because it didn't make sense. But you guys are about to hit a section where you've got some pretty tough encounters coming up, and I think based on what happened today with your roleplay and everything that went on, I think you guys have hit a point where it makes sense to be at that next level going forward.
Yeah, it was a very good session this time.
Yeah, you
Alright,
guys did
since
great.
I don't know 5th edition very well, someone remind me. The absolute max is 20, not 18.
That's
Yes.
correct. The absolute max of levels is 20.
Well, everything I have is even, so 19 intelligence.
Okay, we're going to do a quick raid, and then I can hang out on call for a little bit longer and talk about any level up stuff you guys may have questions.
So
talk
the
about.
experience that we have should just set to like 2700. Like
Basically, yeah. Ooh, you know what? We're gonna go raid Older and Dumber for a change because they usually raid us.
Oh man, yeah.
They usually raid us.
That's such a funny turn.
Let's go raid them for a change. All right, thanks for hanging out, guys. And here, let's go bring some love.